Good morning and welcome to the Angel and Tina morning show. Tina is on a birthday road trip this morning. She went to Atlanta to have our friends road trip this weekend. So it is me flying solo with our fabulous guest, Dawn, our turning fabulous guest, Dawn Bates. How are you doing today, darling?
I'm very well, thank you. Gorgeous. Very, very well.
Aw.
In the throes of writing another book.
Oh my gosh. So Dawn is a machine. I told her she is a writing machine. I don't know anybody who is writing and publishing as many books as Dawn is at the moment or ever in the history of, but at least not in my world. And one of her most fabulous authors, new on the scene, new here to the Angel and Tina Morning Show. Carmel, welcome.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. Thank you.
Carmel, where are you joining us from?
Joining from Sydney, Australia.
Okay, so what time of day? Because I know we have
3 a.m. 3 a.m. Yeah.
Oh, well, God bless you for for being with us this morning. I used to host a daily show out of Denver, Colorado, and we had a gentleman who joined us once a month from Adelaide, Australia, and it was 2:30 in the morning for him when he would pipe in. So thank you so much for being with us. And Dawn, you're like our Carmen San Diego. Where in the world are you today?
I just had to think then, where am I? I'm actually still in the south of Brazil. Occupational hazard, waking up and not knowing where I am. But yes, it's because I'm actually in the south of Brazil in Santa Catarina. So, but I will be moving on in about 3 weeks' time. So
Well,
next time I speak with you, I will be in a different location.
and this is why we always have to ask, right? You are definitely our little dot on the map, on the world map, trying to figure out where is Dawn today and following your adventures. Well, catch us up. It's been a month since we've had you on the show, and you've been quite active and quite busy. Where have your adventures taken you?
Wow. I haven't actually moved location. Well, I've moved to different suites in different rooms within the hotel complex that I'm in. We've been overhauling my website, upgrading that. So because obviously the author platform that I provide my clients needs to be a lot more streamlined with the amount of them coming on. So we've been doing that, recording the podcast for Layla. Layla and the website both go live tomorrow. So that's an exciting day. And yeah, I'm in the throes of writing Annie's next book. We've launched, we've launched Slave Boy with Nathan, who'll be joining us in the new year. That went live on the 6th of December. I'm like, God, what else is there? There's been loads. So, yeah,
there have been loads. You have, and how you keep it straight is pretty impressive. You could teach a whole master class on project management for all the different things that you are doing. Well, you're working with Carmel. I'm going to have you introduce Carmel. How did you two meet, and how did this project come to be?
Oh, wow. Just to address something before, everything that you just said, I will actually be leading my clients through on the 7-month authority mastermind. So they'll be able to learn everything and how I keep it all together in that. But Carmel and I met, I think in June 2019. I wrote a post on Facebook and about my 7-week intensive author course. And Carmel saw it and immediately was just like, I need to do this. We jumped on a call and she did the 7 weeks with me. And I think we blew my air conditioning unit with the energy that was pulsing through us. We've developed a really strong friendship, and yeah, I went away to sea. Carmel had 3 months to recalibrate after the 7 weeks. And I came back on land at the beginning of this year. Went, right, where you up to? What's going on? She lost 10,000 words. She'd been writing more. It's been a bit of a journey. She's all the way from Australia, Pilates instructor, triathlete, would you believe? She's been a body sculpting athlete as well. She's just badass, you know, but she does it in, I call it the Carmel effect. She's very elegant, very graceful, very calming, and she does a lot of energy healing. And this is what the book is all about, like Carmel's life journey, from accepting something about herself that most people would seem to be a taboo subject. But she embraced it, she stepped into it, and now unlocked is her journey and her gift to the world. So Carmel, my darling.
My darling, well, welcome to the Angel and Tina Morning Show. What a lovely description that how Dawn described you. So tell us a little bit, about your background, how you came to be in this fabulous project you're working on with her.
Okay, well, my background. Okay, well, where do I start? and that was how the book unfolded. Actually, I started writing the book because I wanted to share the power of my spiritual enlightenment, if you like to call it that, because it was something that sort of just happened out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't plan for it. I was just on a journey where I'd really lost touch with myself, like completely at a soul level, and I was really searching for some meaning, and I thought that I must have been behind the door when souls were given out, because I thought I didn't have a soul and I was soulless, and I thought that I had to give my power away to other people. I thought that I was at this stage in my life where I completely lost control of my life, of who I was and any power that I ever held. And I was just at a point where I was prepared to hand that power over because I couldn't see any other way forward. When I say prepared to hand it over, I mean to other people in my life, like to my husband, to my family. I thought, I just find it difficult to even make decisions, important decisions for myself. I mean, I was functioning. I was living life on the surface, but deep down, I was in crisis mode. So I came across a psychologist, kinesiologist, and she began to really change my life in that she helped me tap into my responses, my soul's responses, and that really just blew me away. And it made me realize that, I am here. There's just something, there's things blocking it. And from there, the discovery went on to a spiritual kinesiologist, and I began going to meditation classes, which I'd never been to before. And I started doing a kinesiology course because I just loved the concept. And throughout that time, I discovered that I had this gift of healing. It sort of came to be in the course of doing my kinesiology and doing the meditations. I began to channel these higher energies and channel these frequencies, and this energy became rushing through my body. I began to feel it and know it and speak it and respond to it. And even though it took me by surprise, because I'd been surrounded by some people who had similar sort of gifts, I wasn't scared or fearful of it. So I wrote the book with the intention of really expanding on that. And then it sort of brought my whole life journey into it, all of my relationships, and having the children, and the role that fitness has played in my life, and my 3 years that I spent in Papua New Guinea when I was 20 years old. So it just then started. But like Dawn said, I wrote 10,000 words of pure pain, because I just thought, I'm just going to write whatever comes out. And then I woke up one morning and they were completely gone and never to be seen or retrieved again. And I stared at the screen and I thought, oh, I should really cry and be upset about this. But my shoulders just dropped and I thought, oh, now I can start writing, because that was pain and that was a release of pain.
Oh, what a journey! What a
I remember that day so well.
Right? I know you're just like in awe and taking all of that in, but feeling like you had nothing, right? No power, no soul, nothing, to this, you know, the exact opposite of actually feeling everything for everybody and having this gift. But I even think, you know, for how many of us do, you know, they talk about journaling and how powerful journaling is, like, to write the words and get the words out and express it, but that it doesn't have to be received. You know, nobody else has to read it. You know, it doesn't have to be for anybody else. And for it to just disappear like that after you, and what a, right? It did what it needed to do, right? You needed to say it, you needed to experience it, but now it's gone. I think we've, you know, go to those, you'll go to an event where you'll write it and then you burn, like, you know, you burn it or you erase it or you do something with it. Like, this is one of those. You got it out, but now, and so after that, tell me what you wrote after that.
After that, it pretty much started with a prayer. I remember one of my earliest memories when I felt like I had a connection, and it was when I was I'm Catholic, and when I was in Mass one day with my mum and, well, I guess with my whole family. And just after we received Holy Communion, we would sit and have a silent prayer. And I had recited this prayer that was a really lovely prayer. And it just took me somewhere. And I just felt so peaceful. And I sort of, when I closed my eyes and got lost in that prayer, I just felt like I was at home. And I felt like I was in this place that I was just so safe and so loved. And that was a beautiful experience. And so I thought, I'm going to pull upon that experience. So I write the actual prayer in the book because I still know it by heart, even though I hadn't said it for decades. One of those things that the words just come flooding back. And, you know, it wasn't until quite a few years later that I was in a meditation one day and I had that exact same feeling. And I remember that in this meditation, I was a part of the cosmos and the planets were just there. I was just, you know, in space among the planets. And I had this planet of my own, which, you know, I know that we all come from these different places. And I was just sitting on that planet and I was just so much at peace and I was at home and there was this family. And I knew it was my star family. And I just thought, oh, I'm just so at home. I just want to be home. I'm home. And then I knew that I couldn't go home quite just yet.
So Dawn, right, you find, no coincidence, but you attract, I guess I should say, it's not that you find, I think you attract some really diverse stories, right? There are just so many layers to these stories. And I know, right, for somebody to say, I'm ready to put my story out into the world, it's very vulnerable, right? To put into print, right? Your story, raw, real, for people that are closest to you, people that have known you for all of your lives, to be able to read into print. And you can't ever take it back. You're like, well, I didn't say that. Well, yeah, here it is on page 74, right? You laid it out.
Yeah, you did.
What is that process for encouraging your authors, like, to trust the process, that it's okay? Or I don't know, like, I imagine it's very emotional. Like, you laugh, you cry, you're scared to death, you're thrilled.
Yeah, we do.
Right? Like, everything. I imagine it's got to be this emotional roller coaster. And so how do you How do you walk your clients through that?
Well, first of all, you go through the process of letting them know that they're safe and that who they are is whole and complete. That it doesn't matter what it is that they've been through or what they're going through or what it is that, I mean, like with the, for example, with Carmel's journey, we could have just gone down the route of saying, yes, we're going to talk about the spiritual aspect of it. But she's so much more than that. Everything that has happened in her life has been that has led her to this awakening. And it's about allowing them the space to give themselves permission. You know, you hear me talk about this all the time. You've got to gift yourself permission, to give yourself permission, to have permission. It is a layered concept. It's not me just thinking, oh, I've written that once and then, you know, having a moment where I've written it 3 times. It is a very layered process. And giving people the space to feel that it's okay to be who they are and that their voice matters, their journey matters, and having them believe that, you know what, there is somebody out there who needs to hear your story. You know, Carmel has the things that she's been through, the things that she has, it's just such a story that will relate to so many people and give so many more people hope. And the choices that she's made, the places that she's been to, the opportunities that she's gained, you know, the ones that it's such a powerful story. But again, she's done it, she's Carmeled it. I mean, it's now a verb. I mean, we've got the wallahi, you know, Linda, my publishing manager, we do a wallahi with pretty much a lot of my books, which means, you know, I wrote the book and we might have to change it from a wallahi to a mawana. That was written in 6 days, not 7. But, you know, the process of that was a bit longer. But concept to completion, as you know, with wallahi was 14 days.
Oh my gosh.
And Carmel is now a verb. We're going to Carmel it. You know, it's going to be with pure flow, with elegance and grace and relaxing. But you've got to, when you take people through this journey, you've got to just really be completely free of judgment. It's not my journey. This is their journey. And it is about holding that space for them to feel safe, for them to explore who they are. There was no way I was going to allow Carmel to play small, not with this story, because so many people have misconceptions about what she's talking about. And it's 5D consciousness has become fashionable. You know, people talk about the sacred geometry, but I mean, the Muslims have had sacred geometry for, you know, for as long as, I mean, you look at the Islamic art, it's sacred geometry. You know, you look at times gone by, people are doing this intermittent fasting. You know, that's been around for much longer than, you know, the latest fashion trends. And this is the thing, Carmel's journey and Carmel's book Unlocked, I think she's got a copy with her somewhere there, if she can hold that up.
Oh,
you know,
look at that. Look at that.
Isn't
Beautiful.
it beautiful? It's I'm so pleased with the outcome of that. But you know, she's embracing all of who she is. She's opening herself up there. And this is the thing, it's like when you were just, it's not just about who you are now, and it's everything that she's gone through has led her to this point. And there are people out there that need to hear this story. And now it's taking her on this huge brand expansion of her business. It's leveraging her life. It's healing relationships within herself, the relationship with her family, her relationship with her business, with people in her community. And that's what happens when you are prepared to give yourself permission to be all of who you are and stand in your truth. So that's what I do.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
I
Okay, well, you
just
held
hold
up. You
space.
held up the book, Carmel. And so let's talk about how people can find the book, how they can interact with you, you know, and really, what's the message that they'll take away after reading your story?
I think the main message is that life happens for you and not to you. And when we come here to play this game of life, we do have some end game plans that we came here to do. And you find that out as you go through life, when you stop playing small and when you stop listening to what other people want for you, which, like I said before, I got so far into giving away my power that I didn't know what it was like to actually be in my power, because I was very scared of stepping into it, even though I didn't know at the time. So I think, you know, there's so many takeaways. I've had quite a few reviews from people just locally who, because I belong, the gym that I teach at, Virgin Active, there's 5,500 members at the one that I teach at and a few thousand members at the other one that I teach at. And so a lot of those people have read the book, and the main thing is they've come back, they said, there's so much I can relate to in there and it makes so much sense. And I love the way, I love reading and really knowing this person who is you, gives you insight. And my son's girlfriend, who's 25, you know, she said, oh, my favorite parts were about your boys, you know, when you revealed a little bit about their journey, because they have some sort of a spiritual awakening in the book as well. I guess being around me, who was going through it at the same time, they were able to pick up
goosebumps.
Yeah, they the whole spiritual communication channeling thing wasn't something that was introduced to them as a scary or foreign thing. It was just, you know, oh, now you're talking to the angels, mummy. Okay, how cool is that? And then they became involved. So her favorite part was hearing about the stories and the interactions and the experiences that we had with that. You know, I mean, I've done courses on tantric massage and prostate massage. I've been married 3 times, and you know, I have 4 children, and I've had breast implants that have, you know, caused my body to become toxic, and there's just so many different aspects of it that is
and I
just
think
crazy.
that's something that's really important that people need to address with Carmel. Sorry to jump in here, but not sorry at all, because when we've polluted our bodies or we've put stuff in our bodies and we've not honored it, we actually block a lot of this energy coming to us, and there's so much disease. And the way in which Carmel, like when she talks about that in her book, and I would really invite you just to talk about that at the moment, Carmel, because that is, I think, a really powerful part of the book. Like listening to your body and actually tapping into it.
Okay, well, funny enough, the whole process of discovering that my breast implants had become toxic in my body, and I didn't realize it, happened during the process of writing the book. And I only had them explanted. So you have them implanted, then there's a thing called explant. So that was only in February of 2020, so February just gone. So that was, you know, in the process of writing the book, I'd just come across, I was at my daughter's hen's party, and one of her best friends from high school was just about to go through the process of having her implants removed. And I was shocked. I'd never heard of, you know, I thought, why would you have them removed? And she said, oh my God, this breast implant illness, that, you know, it's a real thing. I said, what are you talking about? I haven't heard anything about it. So she introduced me to the concept, and then ding, 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 you know, things start to make sense. It's like, okay, I'm experiencing some of those symptoms, you know, I mean, but you put things like fatigue and symptoms that a lot of autoimmune diseases have, which are very similar. You sort of put them together and you just think, oh, it's just me. It's probably because, you know, I'm at this stage in life, or maybe because I do too much, or maybe because my diet needs adjusting, or, and you explain it away. And so anyway, I had those, you know, I made the decision to go and have them removed, to go to the surgeon. And the original implanting surgeon, which was the one I went to, he was very quick to dismiss. And my daughter was horrified that I hadn't been informed that they had been recalled, because my implants have been recalled. And she said, why didn't mum get a letter? Why didn't you inform her? Why wasn't she informed? And he pretty much said, oh, it's not like an airbag in a car. You know, we can't just tell everyone, you know, this is different. We don't tell you. We just stop putting them in new people. And we were just horrified at the way this is happening. And it's not only with breast implants, it's with metal devices that are in people's bodies that are toxic, and mesh and everything, you know, everything that is implanted that's so toxic and is releasing these fibers that are poisoning our bodies and causing autoimmune disease. And so I didn't obviously go through him, and I was referred to another surgeon who is absolutely lovely and does a lot of explant surgery. And so I went through him, had the explant, I immediately felt like myself as soon as I woke up from the surgery. I felt back to me. I felt whole in myself again, even though this part of me was gone, but it was never part of me to begin with. And I had a lot of relief around that. And there was big symptoms, just even in the weeks leading up to the explant. My left breast started to swell, and he had to drain like half a litre of fluid away, you know, that had built up just in that time. So it was really, really toxic. And then through that, I found out in that group there was a chat happening, and a lady mentioned Airshore devices, and I've gone, that's what I've got. I've got contraceptive devices that I had put in my fallopian tubes because I had my last child at 40, and I'm very fertile, and I thought, I do want this to be my last baby. So I want permanent contraception. I went to my gynecologist, and he gave me some options, and he said, you know, this is permanent. If you're really sure you don't want any more children because this is permanent, this is a great method. You know, we just put them in, and then that's it, all done. Yeah, there are adhesions that grow around these little titanium pieces that we pop into your fallopian tubes. Very easy to insert, and, you know, great results. And so I was very quick to say yes, mind you. I mean, I'd had a very healthy life, and I guess I thought I was invincible at this stage. This was going back to 2004 that I had these, in way before breast implants, way before. So I had them in June 2004. A year later, I was training for triathlon. I was training for the World Championships age group race in Honolulu. And my coach had picked up that I looked very, very pale. And she asked me if I was feeling okay and if I would go and have a blood test to check for anemia. So I just went, yeah, I'm fine, you know, okay, I'll have the check. So it came back, and my iron levels, my ferritin levels were really, really low. And I'm not sure what happened after that that following week. But the next time I went out for a run, I could barely make it, you know, outside my front door without just feeling complete and utter fatigue like I'd never known in my whole life before. So there was obviously a tipping point with the level of anemia, to where my body just went, we're at the point now where we can't support this activity that you're doing. You completely eliminated your reserves, and we're going to stop allowing you to move so that you can stay alive. So I became severely anemic. I had been to the gynecologist previously this time because after having the implants, I was bleeding profusely every month, like profusely. And I go into a little bit of detail in the book, which is a bit graphic, but I think people need to know just how this changed my whole life. I could hardly leave the front door when I was bleeding every month, because it would bleed through layers and layers. I'd have to put towels on the bed. I would have to prepare myself every single day, the blood that I was losing. So it was no wonder that I became anemic. And I find out all these years later, just, you know, early in this year, that is symptomatic of Airshore. And there's even a documentary on Netflix called The Bleeding Edge, which is all about these devices. And I had no idea. Again,
No idea.
You don't get notified when these things happen. And Bayer has just had $1 billion payout to a lot of women in the United States who have had, you know, not only my symptoms, but way worse than that. So I had that surgery in October. So now I'm Airshore free, I'm breast implant free, and my body is beginning to really, you know,
healing again. I think that our bodies, when given the opportunity, like, stop putting in what's making it sick right? And allow it, you know, and feed it what makes it healthy. I think our bodies are, in many cases, can recover, right? Can heal themselves. It's just that we keep putting from foods and implants and fillings from our teeth, like everything into our body. And we don't even realize. We don't even realize. And then you end up at a party talking to a friend and learn that there's a whole group of women. And I think that talking about it, right? If we talk about what we're going through, if we, you know, kind of take off the mask, always feel like we have to be, you know, that superpower, that superhero, right? Always have it all together and all strong and all. But when we start talking about the fatigue, we do tend to dismiss it, right? Oh, it's because of this and because of that. And who knows, like there could be something even bigger blocking it. You ladies, I love the idea that Carmel is now a verb, right? To go through something strong and graceful. And so I love that. I want to take a moment. I need to talk about our sponsors and mention our sponsors on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. If you guys are just listening, Angel and Tina Morning Show, Tina is driving. She had a girls' fabulous fun weekend. So she went and spent the weekend with a bunch of girlfriends celebrating her birthday, which is coming up on December 30th. And on December 30th will be our 200th Angel and Tina Morning Show. And so we're inviting you back to join us for our 200th episode on Tina's birthday, when we will also be promoting her brand new book that is coming out that day as well. But our sponsors are Zandra TV Network, Bliss by the Lake Boutique, and Sonic VA. And we're just super grateful. We've added our new streaming channels onto our graphics. So Jolene, thank you so much for doing that. The Zandra TV Network is on all the on-demand streaming networks. So you can find the Angel and Tina Morning Show on your favorites, such as Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, Chromecast, and more. We are digitally streamed and have access over lots and lots of households can pick up the Angel and Tina Morning Show. And if you've ever thought about hosting your own show, maybe you do a podcast, or you do a YouTube channel, or have content, you can think about maybe taking it up a notch with your own TV show. And you can schedule a discovery call with Zandra TV Network by going to her website, beonztv.com. That's beonztv.com. Bliss by the Lake, our clothing sponsor. Check out their fresh new inventory. They get in every single week. Follow them on social media. And then Sonic VA. Check out their new video assistant service. They're launching it in just a couple of weeks. If you create videos, let's take them up a notch. Have them edited, have them professionally done through Sonic's virtual assistant service. So sonicva.com. Thank you so much for being our sponsors. Dawn Bates, you are just an amazing service of attracting these folks who have these amazing stories, but encouraging them, trusting the process to get it published. You have been, you listed how many books you've got and all of the fun stuff, but tell our audience like the list of books that have just recently come out, what's coming out, and if they've got a story that is needing to be told, how they can get in touch with you.
I don't know how. I was actually sat there the other day. How many books have I written now? I think I've got 3, 4, 5. I'm writing my 7th at the moment, which is Twins, which is Annie's second book, so Annie Gibbons. You'll have read about, and she, you know, she's been a guest on here as well. The ones that the biography of Curious Woman. Layla, the second book in the Sacral series, she's dropping tomorrow. Next year I've already got 15 books planned. And that's the first half of the year, and a couple and I've got another couple that I'm speaking to.
Yeah, every few weeks, not every few months, but every few years, right? Every few weeks, a brand new book is being published through Dawn Bates Publishing, and these are incredibly deep, interesting, woven like levels of stories that are being shared. And I know, like, these are not easy stories. These are not,
no, they're not
fluff and surface. You go so deep in the
I go deep. I'm as deep as the ocean, my darling. And that's the thing. It's like with the Carmel, it's like, you know, I just messaged her. I was like, stop giving so much away in the book. You know, just stop it.
No,
Because this
read
is
the
the thing. It's like they're so passionate. You know, go read the book. You can, you know, people can like you can buy Carmel's book via my website, you know, and you know, it's dawnbates.com. There is everything that you need to know about me, and any of the courses that I do, you can you know, you can go online and you can purchase them through there. But this is the thing, it's like, yes, the books are deep, but so are human beings. People are done with the surface. You know, we've been through one hell of a year this year, so many people on so many different levels, and the thing is, it's like when you write a book like Carmel's or Annie's, or you know, Corey's when he did Becoming the Champion, you know, or like, you know, whatever book it is that you're writing, Jocelyn's book, it's about taking your life and your message to the very next level and becoming an advocate for that. Claire, who is she's in the process of writing The Stroke Warrior at the moment. She's also from Australia, and she was, I mean, she's 65. She was delivering a speech, you know, a training seminar on the power of positive language and how your brain can help you. And in the process of doing that, she had a stroke. You know, she's just moved home and country from Scotland to be with her family in Australia. She's setting up life there. And now at the age of 69, she's gone, right, well, I want to, you know, people need to know that this is what it's like to have a stroke. And so now she's creating a global movement at the age of 69 on becoming the stroke warrior.
Wow.
And this is they're educational books, you know, they're books that give people hope that, you know what, you are not alone. You are not the only person going through this. Read this book, because not only will you know what it's like, you know, to feel like, know that there is somebody else out there that feels they don't have a soul, that gives away their permission all the time, but then how, you know, you could, I mean, Carmel, I mean, she just told you she was doing a triathlon. I have never done a triathlon, but just reading her book, I'm like, oh my God, I think I could do that. You know, I've been an MMA fighter, you know, I've done like open water swims. You know, I've got medals. I'm like, when I get to the States, I'm like, okay, I want more medals. Every state that I go to, I want another medal in every state of America. You know, I need more medals to hang up in my boy's bedroom. You know, that's just, my son was just like, yes, we do need more medals from you, Mum. But this is the thing, I'm like, I've started doing Pilates because of Carmel. You know, and this is the thing, it's like people that write these books and that are prepared to go deep, they are just the gift that keeps on giving, because they're sharing their journey, which will be a legacy that they create and that's there for forever, long after we've left. You know, and it's not about, you know, we can do all these speeches and stand on all these stages and appear on all these podcasts, and yes, the podcasts and things will be around forever, but books don't rely on us being there. Books are there for us to share our message, whether we're asleep, whether we're, you know, whether we're doing a Thelma and Louise like Tina is. I mean, I hope she's not doing a Thelma and Louise without me, Tina. No. But you know, and this is the thing, your book doesn't need you to be there, and people can absorb it in their own time. They can make, as Johnny, what's his face in Dirty Dancers, make notes in the margin. You know, and that's the thing about a book, it's such a beautiful legacy, and you can make the money while you sleep. So, but it's also about when people read your book, it's about elevating your network as well, because lots of successful people, they don't want to read a book on gratitude, no offense Tina, or top tips. I mean, it's a great book, and I love the fact that she puts like the little messages, like the little prayers in there. Oh my God, they're so beautiful. But it's like, it's about leveraging your network and actually having other people that are a cause. You know, Carmel, you know, look at the message she's giving out and the health awareness around breast implants and this issue, you know, about what it's like to be a woman at the age of, what was it, 40 when you did your body sculpting competition?
I was over 40. I was early 40s, yeah. 45, 44. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
There's still hope. There's still hope for all of us.
I know. Tina,
Yeah. Every day.
Tina and I keep talking about the size of our backsides after, you know, after being in lockdown. We can just go do a body sculpting thing if we want. We don't
Exactly.
have to, you know, be a young whippersnapper, as my mother would call us.
We have Chef Maribel comes in on Fridays and does a cooking session, and we are going to try and eat a little healthier after sugar season, sweet season,
Sugar
that is the
season.
holidays, and
Oh.
there's too much treats, and it's too yummy and right now, but come in a couple of weeks, we'll do a nice little cleanse and hopefully sculpt our Zoom bodies, because this is just, it's just a little too fluffy. But I did look, I've got my new little jogging shirt that I got from Peloton for, I hit my 3,000th minute on my Peloton last
Did
week.
you?
Yes,
Wow.
yes. So I've got my new little fitness shirt. It's got, you know, the little thingy for your sleeve and for your hand.
Nice.
And right, it's actually, I don't even know how wide all these little things are for. Or are you showing us a picture, Carmel?
Oh, I thought that's of one of my body sculpting photos.
Wow.
A trophy at my feet. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I was probably about 44 then. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so from the time you said I want to do that to that picture, what was the length of time?
That was my second year competing. I competed after training for 6 months. I got into training and I said, I want to go into the next competition. And my coach, who was one of my very best friends at the time, because I entered bodybuilding with no muscle. We hadn't had much because I'd been doing triathlon for a long time, for 5 years. And she said, thank God, I'm going to put some muscle on this skinned rabbit. So 6 months later, I actually had quite some good, and I thought I had muscle, but then I kept going, and then I competed the following season as well. So 2007, 2008. And the following season, the difference was just incredible of what that extra year of
Well, I
training.
just saw last week Jennifer Lopez's photo of the cover of her new song In the Morning, and I actually took a screenshot. I actually took a picture of it because I wanted to make it my screenshot, just to remind me, right? Like, this is possible. She and I are about the same age,
50.
and
Yeah.
so, but you and I say this, become obsessed with what you really want, right? If you really want it, you can have it. And you say this all the time, right? You know, if you want it, go get it. Action.
Absolutely.
Go and create it. Don't just sit here and whine about it. And because you can have it, you can go and there's resources and there's support and there's everything that you need to get what it is you really, really want. All right. So Ms. Carmel, what's coming down the pike for you? Like, what are you most excited about for the next 100 days?
Okay, well, I think there's big changes happening I do want to bring something else out into the world in the form of a program, and I'm toying with the idea of is there another book that wants to come out? So I'm using this time over Christmas and New Year to really go into, and especially today being the solstice, you know, it's a time to really wipe your slate clean and to go into that next year. And we're coming into the age of Aquarius, which is more of an air energy rather than a grounded earth energy, which we've been in for many, many decades. So I know that there's something coming, there's a new birthing happening, and I'm just in that sort of phase at the moment where I know that I'm clearing everything out in my life, ready to move forward. There's going to be changes in the way that I work. There's going to be changes everywhere. So
love it.
I'm not exactly sure yet.
How do we get in touch with you, and how do we follow you and buy your book and all that good stuff?
Books available on Amazon and also through Dawn's website and through my Facebook page, just Carmel Prinian. I'm on Facebook and on Instagram under that that name. So any of those platforms,
On
and
a
you can
lot
get
more
me by email.
platforms than that young lady.
Mhm.
The book
It's
is
not just on Amazon. I'm not going to have her just say it's on Amazon. Like, because like if she was here, I'd be. No, it's on you can get it from every online portal and every bookstore. You can just walk in and order it.
the book is called
I would never just publish it on Amazon.
The book is called Unlocked, and of course follow Carmel on social media and through the Dawn Bates Publishing website. How about you, Dawn? I know you are deep into publishing and all of these stories. But what are you most excited about for the next few months?
Oh, well, I've got the very best gift arriving in 4 days. So I'm looking forward to 3 weeks with that young man. So that's really, really exciting. I'm going sailing. I'm going off land. I'm going to be sailing up the coast of Brazil. So yeah, that's and I'm also recording the audio version finally of the trilogy of life itself. So yeah, and like I said, you know, the next few months we've got in the first half of the year, I've got 14 books coming out under Dawn Publishing. And they're all the books are available on dawnbates.com. But yeah, and I've got the 7-month authority mastermind also launching as well. I've teamed up with a guy called Pete to deliver the Expand Your Brand module of that book. That's a deep dive for 7 months, all in proper. You know, Carmel went deep on my 7-week author mastermind, which is design, which we've extended to a 3-month one-on-one program. But the 7-month, so there's so much. I mean, this is the thing. If you don't have these goals, you know, I get out of bed every morning. I'm like, right, let's go. Every morning, and I know it wears people out, but you know what? We've all got so much potential. Let's just get on and get going. Let's just get it done.
We all have so much potential, right? We all have so much potential.
Yeah, we do.
I think this is a time of clearing, of faith, right, of hope. That's, I think, what this season, you know, the end of the year, beginning of the new, always brings a fresh new set of hope to just, you know, we get a new calendar. I always loved having a fresh new calendar. It was empty and I could fill it. Way back in my planner days, it was always something just very exciting. Like we get to start new. And Carmel, you said, like, this is a time of
new moleskin.
I am getting ready to clear into this. This is my dream house. For those of you who've been following my journey, I call it God's miracle, because it would take a miracle for us. Once we found this house back in September on what I thought was just a random stop. We stopped at an open house on our way to the airport, and we saw this house that had been sitting on the market at that point for 2 months. And it has been a journey. And we find out hopefully today of our closing date on this gem. I can't wait to host masterminds and author retreats and everything around this lovely little pool. I've never owned a pool before, and I'm just so excited. I get to wake up every morning and look at water. Dawn, you sail on water. I just want to look at it. I don't need to be sailing on it. But can't wait to host you and your authors, hopefully on an author event here.
Oh, you will be, darling. Don't
Very,
you worry.
very
Will.
This is this is our last live episode of the Angel and Tina Morning Show this week. We are going to be bringing you some special recordings of some of our most popular or favorites or random. We'll actually have to probably just randomly choose. How do we choose? We've had almost 200 episodes, over 400 guests featured here on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. But next week, it's all building up to that 200th episode that is happening on December 30th. If you have been a guest on the Angel and Tina Morning Show, we invite you to return and hang out with us on December 30th for an epic event of the Angel and Tina Morning Show. You can also nominate if you've got a guest that you think, oh my gosh, they deserve an award for most vulnerable, funniest, right? Best hair, mic drops, unicorn, right? These are some of the awards that have been recommended. You can nominate any of our guests for the ANT Awards, and we'll recognize them on December 30th. It's also our last show of 2020. It is Tina's birthday. You know, she loves gifts. If you don't have her address and you need it, message me because Tina loves getting presents, and we would love to just have her, well, she already is, right, inundated with gifts for the entire month of
Random
December.
ones.
And she is also releasing her next book on that morning as well. So I just want to say thank you, beautiful ladies. Dawn, Carmel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Remember, Carmel got up at 3 a.m. to join us. So give her some love, right? Give her some love.
Absolutely.
Share her story, share Dawn's story. If you know somebody who has a really deep story that needs to be shared and needs that support and that trusting environment, with a publisher that will love them through it and through that process, but encourage them to get that story out. Connect with Dawn because she's got, I mean, she's got it all. She's got it all pulled together. And I just love that we feature her authors here on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. I want to wish you all just a very Merry Christmas, and I'll see you before the new year, but a happy holiday to all of you. Say thank you so much for tuning in and supporting the Angel and Tina Morning Show. We couldn't do it without you. Dawn, Carmel, I'm just thrilled to have you join us on our one and only live episode this week. Carmel, I'm so glad you could join us. Do you want to say one last word before we say goodbye?
Thank you very much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure to be on, and I hope you have a beautiful Christmas and all the best for next year. I'm sure we'll be speaking again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How about you, Dawn?
Yeah, I just want to acknowledge Carmel for staying up. I mean, she's one of my typical clients, the ones that will stay up and actually do the work and step up and show up. So, but thank you, Carmel. I'm so proud of you, darling, because the journey you've been on has been incredible. And thank you for taking a stand for women globally on what you've written. And thank you so much, Tina, for Angel and Tina, you're not here, but Tina and Angel for pulling this together so that people like Carmel and myself can have a platform. It's been a truly amazing year for all of us, and I know you will complete today. I just know you will. I've got goosebumps to talking about it, but good luck with everything, and may you enjoy Christmas and everything else that's coming up for you all.
Oh, Dawn, thank you. It's been, I always say it's, the best, worst year, right? The worst, best year. I don't know, which is the best way to say that? Best, worst, or worst, best? But
well, as Dickens said, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
And it truly is. I mean, as challenged and pushed as we have been.
Best year ever.
Some really amazing relationships and connections have been created out of all of this. And so we can't deny that, right? We can't deny that at all. No coincidence here. No coincidence that we were here this morning.
Positives from the negatives.
Right. And so encourage you, go get a copy of the story Unlocked, the autobiography by Carmel Crinian, published by Don Bates Publishing. I am Angel Tuccy, your media matchmaker. If you're looking for more exposure for your business, your book, or your brand, grab your complimentary starter kit at my website, makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. If you want more gratitude, text the word gratitude to the number 26786. That'll help you to connect with your leads and turn those connections into high-paying clients. And that is Tina's gift to you. Best wishes to Tina. Safe travels to Tina today as she is driving back home. But we are Angel and Tina, the Angel and Tina Morning Show. Tune in every weekday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time for that bright start to your day. And God bless you all. We will see you next week. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.